can you handle your own case without hiring an attorney? Absolutely, you can. A better question would be, should you? And the answer to that usually is no, you should not. And I know that sounds self-serving because I'm an attorney and this is what I do for a living. But over the course of many, many years, we have seen countless cases where people have screwed themselves by doing a do-it-yourself divorce. Here are a couple of instances that we've seen where that has happened. So we've seen it to where the party thinks that they were awarded the house, but in essence, what they did was award it to the other spouse. So now you have a final decree that awards the property to the spouse not in possession. Happy for him, he discovered the error before it was too late to undo the damage, but he had already refinanced the house into his name. And on paper, he didn't really own it. So the forms aren't that easy to use, and it's really easy to make mistakes. So it's a much better option to just have an attorney draft it for you so that the agreement that you actually enter with the court is the agreement that you thought you were entering with the court. Custody possessions are another area that can be very difficult to do it yourself, especially if you're doing anything outside the standard possession schedule. Lots and lots of people these days, because they're still have a decent relationship and because they're co-parenting well, want to do a 50-50 schedule. I do not advise anyone to try to draft their own do-it-yourself 50-50 schedule. It's just too customized and complicated, and you're going to end up with problems that need to be fixed down the road. So how can a lawyer help you with your uncontested divorce? There's a couple of ways. First and foremost, we do this work for a living, so we know that the language that we put in your final decree is going to match the agreement of the parties. People think that that's too expensive, so they go with the do-it-yourself forms, and they end up making mistakes that could cost them money, much, much more money to try to undo in the future. It's much easier to pay an attorney to draft your decree than it is to pay an attorney to try to undo the decree that you drafted yourself. So they save you money by doing it once and doing it right. Another way an attorney can save you money in a uncontested divorce is giving you advice. If you are agreeing that, wife can stay in the house, but husband's not going to make her refinance, that's going to cause husband problems down the road. And if he were our client, we could explain what the issues are with that, and provide alternate agreements that could maybe reach the goals of both parties, but without leaving him on a huge liability that is going to cost him much, much more money to try to undo later. So yes, it does cost money to hire an attorney, but it's money well spent because it's going to end up saving you money in the long run. Hiring an attorney to do your uncontested divorce can reduce your stress level in a lot of different ways. If you are what we call a pro se litigant and you're going down to the court to file your do-it-yourself forms, the clerks that work in the courthouse cannot give you legal advice. They are not licensed to practice law, and they cannot provide any guidance to you on what the process should look like. So if you hire an attorney, we know the process and we can streamline that process for you so that you know that things are being done right. And that leads me to a second way that attorneys can reduce your stress level. I think that one of the main reasons that people hire attorneys to do their divorce is for the peace of mind. You know that you are hiring a professional to do the work that you need done, and because they are a professional that does this work for a living, you have the peace of mind of knowing it's going to be done right. So that can reduce your stress level. We do family law only. We are very, very, very informed on what that process looks like. We know what the court's going to do on pretty much any issue that may arise. And so we can give you feedback that is, going to be able to inform you and help you make decisions. We know the process. We can give you the process. We're going to do this first, then this thing's going to happen, and then finally we're going to get this thing done. If you're trying to do it yourself, you don't have anybody explaining what those things mean and how to get them done. So hiring an attorney means peace of mind most of all. If you're curious about an uncontested divorce and you think that that's the avenue that makes most sense to you in your divorce, give us a call. We're happy to talk you through that process and see if that is the divorce that you need help with.